Hi and welcome to Whiskey Shared. You're watching my review of Bladnoch Vinaya. I'm Toby and you're watching Whiskey Shared. Welcome to my review of Bladnoch Vinaya. This is a lowland single malt Scotch whisky and it comes from the Bladnoch distillery. The distillery itself dates back to 1817, so it's just over 200 years old. It's the most southerly Scotch whisky distillery, and this particular whisky is aged in first fill bourbon and first fill ex-sherry casks. It's 46.7% ABV, it's non-chill filtered and natural colour, and retails for £50 in the UK. Shall we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that's like an amber. As its natural colour, that is obviously its original shade. Let's start with the nose. So I get a little hint of yeast. There's a hint of sulphur as well. There's like caramel sweetness. I'm getting green apples. I'm getting raisins. Cinnamon. I'm getting almonds like marzipan. I'm also getting like toffee popcorn. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so this is interesting. It's really nice. I'm getting like apples. I'm getting like figs. I'm getting a little bit of pepper. I'm also getting like honey sweetness. Really is nice. Let's have another sip. I'm getting some star anise. There's also some charred oak. Definitely taste like a barrel spice sort of note. And then there's obviously the sherry soaked raisins, which you'd expect from a sherry aged whisky. It's not too punchy on this. I don't know how much of the parcel of whisky that's gone into this has been aged in sherry, or for how long it's been aged in sherry, but it's definitely noticed. I think it adds like a roundness. It's like nice and warming. It's a little bit sweet but not too sweet. But yeah, those sherry soaked raisins are definitely welcome. Let's have one final sip. I'm getting a little bit of a hint of ethanol. It's not too punchy, it's not over the top, it's not off-putting, but it's definitely there. And I'm also getting a leathery note. It's like an old leather. It's yeah, that's quite nice. I think it complements the raisin note. In terms of finish, I'd say this is like a medium. There's definitely some pepper that lingers. There's definitely some dry wood, slight bitterness with that. And there's those raisins that linger on the palate. But in terms of value, well, this retails for £50 in the UK. I got it when it was on offer, so it was a little bit cheaper. But I wasn't really familiar with the Bladnoch brand. I'd seen the bottles, I'd seen the branding, but it really didn't sort of spark my interest until I saw this bottle on sale one day. From what I understand, most people, their initial impression with Bladnoch is it's a very expensive brand, and having a look at some of their whiskies that they do have on offer, yeah, they can be expensive. But it's interesting because this is, as far as I'm aware, the cheapest in their range at £50. And I think in terms of flavour and presentation, it's quite impressive. The bottle itself has a lot of glass. I'm pretty certain it's the heaviest 70cl bottle I've ever owned. It works out at 1.2 kilos for the glass itself, and by the time you add the box, it's almost 1.3 kilos. So it's a heavy old thing, and yeah, shifting this by post is near 2 kilos by the time you've added the liquid. So in terms of looks and, you know, the impressiveness of that glass bottle is quite high, but its environmental impact is probably quite high as well. But I think in terms of the liquid itself, I think it's good value around the £50 mark. And if you can get it on sale, you know, it's a no-brainer, go for it. But yeah, it's definitely sparked my interest now for the Bladnoch brand. I'm definitely interested to see what else they can do. I think a number of their bottles are non-age statement, so it's sometimes difficult to perceive the value. But I think having reviews out there is definitely a good start, and if people who are more familiar with the brand than me think it's worth it, then yeah, it's definitely one that I think I'll keep an eye on. And you know, I'm not sure which Bladnoch to get next. It's a difficult one, as I've only just dipped my toe into this brand. But as always, you know, if anybody out there wants to suggest something that I should go for from Bladnoch next, share in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you've tried this particular whiskey, let me know as always. I'd love to hear what you think of this particular one and if you think it's good value. Hopefully you found this interesting, and I'll see you again soon. Stauncher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.